So happy you're here. We are joined as always by Greg Engert, beer director for the Neighborhood Restaurant Group, a food and wine sommelier of the year. The group includes where we are, Blue Jacket, the Arsenal restaurant downstairs, also Vermilion and Columbia Firehouse in Old Town, Eat Bar in Arlington. Greg, it is always good to see you.
Good to see you too.
What do we have on tap this week?
This week we have a very special release. It's part of a series actually that Deschutes began just this year. It is the Class of '88 series, and this one is Goose Island out of Chicago, Illinois, and Deschutes out of Oregon coming together for the Class of '88 Belgian-style ale. So it's crazy to think when I was 9 years old in 1988, and you know, definitely hadn't embraced the craft movement yet.
I was 20.
Yeah, there were. I mean, amazingly, the crazy story is like in 1987, I think there were something like 74 breweries in the United States. 55 new breweries opened in 1988.
There was a boom.
Like
late
a big,
80s,
like it really came in. Yeah, so it kept happening, but like 88 is kind of a special one, especially when you consider who opened in that year. I mean, it's like 55 of them. 44 of those 55 were brew pubs, some of which would become larger production breweries. I think 24 of the 55 still remain. So many went away, but some of those that remain, of course, are Deschutes, giant West Coast brewery that's coming slowly but steadily eastward, hopefully towards us soon. Great Lakes Brewing Company out of Ohio. Goose Island from Chicago, Illinois. Rogue from Oregon as well. North Coast from Fort Bragg, California. And then like Wind Coop in Denver. Vermont Pub and Brewery in Burlington. So an amazing array of, you know, breweries came out in '88, are still around, and so they're celebrating. So Deschutes did a barley wine with North Coast and Rogue under the Class of '88 moniker a little while back, which is great. It was actually based on the barley wine recipe put forth by Fred Eckhart in his Principles of Style beer book that came out in 1988. Makes sense. They did a smoked imperial porter with Great Lakes because both Deschutes and Great Lakes are known for porters, Black Butte and Edmund Fitzgerald, respectively. And then with Goose Island, they made a Belgian strong pale ale, blonde ale, aged it in musket wine casks. But when they put the beer into the cask, they also added some Oregon Pinot Noir must. That's the Deschutes side, and then Michigan Riesling juice. That's the Goose Island side, because you know Chicago, Michigan, right there.
Wow.
Let it age, and came out with this. And the one last thing I'll say is cool. The only hops they use in this are hops called Mount Hood, which were released for the first time in 1988, and they are kind of based off the German Hallertau varietal and grown in Yakima. I'm sorry, in Willamette Valley in Oregon. You get a nice toasty.
Yep.
Kind of vanilla frosting qualities there, as well as that nice white winey aromatic. It's kind of perfumed. Nice
Real
and dry.
nice. Yeah, I love the dryness.
But not sour.
Nope.
A little bit tart. White winey. Almost has like a off-dry Riesling quality to it. But the Pinot Noir juice comes through too. You know, it's almost has a rosé-like quality.
Just seems like it just seemed like, again, and we've said this many, many times over the past 2.5 years. If you haven't had this type of beer before, it's just a great starter. Give it a try. Get 2 friends and share the bottle.
It's also kicking into it. It's 11.2% alcohol, so it comes in. The cool thing is, it's another one of those great kind of transition beers. You know, like you have that person who doesn't think they like beer, they like wine. Like this is a great combo. You know, I mean, it goes both ways. Very wine-like.
What would you pair this with? Again, just like last week, it seems, I just think the possibilities seem wonderfully endless.
Yeah.
Or at least wonderful.
Well, I just started thinking about wine pairings. You know, I was thinking about Riesling, because Riesling's one of those great, you know, off-dry Riesling kind of goes with everything. And the little bit of sweetness this has, and a little bit of tartness, that great fruit quality, means that it's going to be excellent with spicy dishes and with tangy quality. So I think of like salsa verde, think of like fish tacos, anything incorporates like a fresh salsa, and we're coming into warmer months, so we'll have that. That'll be really great, lively on the palate. Spicy foods, you think Riesling, you think of Thai food. I can see doing this with drunken noodles or larb gai, papaya salads. There's just enough citric qualities here to liven up, but sweetness to mellow the heat. Same goes for Indian, right? You could do like even as spicy as like chicken vindaloo or something like that. I think it'd really be awesome. And then if you didn't want to go spicy but wanted to stay tangy, I love like chicken piccata, you know, caper-based dishes would be nice, or even like chicken francese, so very lemon zesty Italian dishes as well.
Because I write with my left, I'd give my right arm to hang out at some evening with the class of '88 guys in a room at some.
Can you imagine?
Oh man.
I mean, they could tell some stories, I'm sure. And this is what I said when I wasn't trying to be priggish earlier when I was saying like I was 9 years old, you know, because I mean it's been 25 years now.
Well, no, we're the beneficiaries.
Yeah, it's been 25 years.
No, it's fact is fact.
But you know, I mean, like you look at this, like these guys, like there wasn't 2,800 breweries in the country. There were 74. These guys decided to do these breweries based on absolutely no logical business plan, you know, which is the best part. They just feel like we want to make beers we want to drink, and we want to develop great community-based businesses that are going to employ people in our local communities, and look where it's gone. I mean, it's really cool.
Fantastic,
really cool.
And a good product will forge its own way.
And they're doing everything. They're just as cool and innovative and as new as anybody out today too. I mean, a beer like this shows you that. So.
Yeah. Wow. And the legacy they've left for younger brewers, and you're, as you meant yourself included, obviously. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Greg, thank you as always.
Thank you.
Everyone, please always do drink responsibly, and be sure to bring your thirst next time for another Beer of the Week.